It's going.
It's going.
You're
No,
live.
We're live. Hold on. I didn't even get to put away my work. Hold on. Let me finish this.
I'm still drinking my coffee.
I mean, it's like, okay, hold on. Let me.
Why you got to put away your work? Show the people what you're working on.
Well, I guess I could, yeah.
Unless there's titties on it. Don't do that.
No.
It has to be safe for work because I have one strike left on this Facebook account and I just got it back.
No. This is no. I'm not going to pull what I did the last time.
Good morning, people. It is November 29th, 2024, and it is fucking Black Friday.
Yeah, good luck. Godspeed to everyone trying to crowd stores for shitty deals. I don't know. It's like
when the internet has even better sales right now and Monday.
Right. I mean, it's like, I don't think I've seen a good Black Friday in the longest time.
It's like what? Oh, a $600 57-inch flat screen. We've already got the flat screen TV.
Right. You see, that's the funny thing, because it's like Costco, not Costco, BJ's. It's Costco Light over here. Yeah. You see, I hate having to say the name of the store.
I love it. Where is it? What store?
It BJ's.
Okay.
Like I said, it's like Costco Light, and I think they took over a store, like another store on the strip mall. So now they expanded, and now in all this empty space, they're putting like all these TVs, and I'm like looking at like, who doesn't have a widescreen TV already?
Yeah.
Like really, it's like, why are widescreen TVs like the holiday gift? Everybody has one by now.
Damn straight. But the thing is they're not as high quality as they were when they first came out. Like, we got a 20-year-old Vizio still fucking kicking, right? Still Vizio. Fucking kicking. Yeah. When it first came out. When they first came out, right?
Yeah.
And that motherfucker's still going. I have bought probably 6 or 7 of the smaller ones throughout for the bedrooms and shit since, and had to replace those. But Vizio is finally starting to kick it. Like, the LED in one of the corners is like, there's this darker spot, and we're starting to notice a little issues with the sound, which is usually an indicator that the whole TV's about to die. But fucking it's been at least 15 years. I'm gonna say closer to 20.
Right.
And that motherfucker's still going strong.
Right. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess. But yeah, Risk Comics is saying, on Thursday the TV was $5.99. Black Friday, the label's gonna say was $8.99, now $5.99.
Right?
Yeah. It's like it's so stupid. But you know what? If you're out there braving the crowds, like I said, Godspeed, and I hope you do find something worth it for the effort.
Oh my gosh. You ready?
Absolutely not, but hit it.
Trigger warning. Fuck you.
Good morning.
Oh,
Daphne.
my goodness. Hold on. I'm still closing windows here. Hold on. Oh, man. This is not what I wanted. Save. It's always good to save. Hold on. I have to save all my files. Like I said, I don't know. If it wasn't for the post you did on Facebook this morning, I would have completely forgot today was Friday.
Yeah.
That today was Friday and that we had a show, and not only that,
you got to close the campaign.
Campaign closing in 11 minutes, because I realized, of course, now that it's like I was supposed to set the closing time for 11:45, not 11:15.
Oh, snap.
So we have 10 minutes to go on the Tall Tales campaign. Yeah, so the link is in the show notes. Thank you to the 64 people who have pledged to the campaign so far. We have 10 minutes left to go because I kind of feel bad for this campaign. It's like I've just been so out of sorts.
It was neglected.
Yeah, it was a little neglected. I didn't promote it the way I should have. I mean, because it's like I had to spend a week in Baltimore because my sister had foot surgery, and then I got sick afterwards, and it was just like I don't know. It's like I just couldn't get into the rhythm of promoting a campaign, but I don't think we did too shabby. Like I said, thank you so much, the 64 backers so far. Yeah, so it's like you have less than 10 minutes to support the campaign. If you want to pick up, where's my book? Here it is. If you want to pick up the first trade paperback to Tall Tales, Tears of the Mother, this is a collection of the first 4 issues of this 8-issue limited series. So the entire story arc will be 2 trade paperbacks. This is the first one. So as you can see, this is the proof in my hand. So as always, I do not do any campaign until the book is complete. So this weekend I'm going to be doing the final counts and sending the order out so that hopefully by the time Kickstarter has, puts the money in my account, I will be able to ship soon afterwards. So you have less than 10 minutes to pledge to Tall Tales, Tears of the Mother, Volume 1. The link is in the show notes and in the chat. So who else is joining us today?
So far we got Shane and all his multiple personalities.
Very nice.
In the chat that's made themselves known.
Very
nice. We got eyeball peoples and stuff. There's
people.
Yes.
Hi, hello, eyeball people. Are we still having problems with Facebook? With that glitch?
Sometimes I see comments, sometimes I don't, and I don't know until somebody tries to comment and I see it on Facebook. It's so weird.
Right.
It's so weird. Oh, and in fact, I may not even be live. Let me go check because it's been doing that thing where it defaults to private.
Oh, private? Oh gosh, that hasn't been an issue in a while. You see,
no,
that's why we tell everybody to come on.
And it's private.
There we go. Of course. There we go. That's why we tell everybody to come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. And because it's a lot easier. Because as you can see, Facebook is acting up already. LinkedIn is LinkedIn. And at least if you're on YouTube, hey Lauren, you're on. Hey, hello. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes. It's like at least it's easier to chat on YouTube. And while you're here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. So I guess I might as well do the actual intro. We have
there's that. Yes.
Yeah, there's that too. So hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic artist from New York. I've been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
Well, then get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit. So it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, take it somewhere, Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
Not gonna happen.
No, not gonna happen. Not. If it hasn't happened by now, it's not going to. Oh, and I am known for the Furry Fantasy Adventure Tall Tales on the screen right now. On Kickstarter right now. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which also returns to Kickstarter January 2025 with issue 9, which is what I was working on before we got on the air. In the meantime, you can read both my comics online at eagleworks.com, EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And remember, you can also read them on Webtoons as well. Might as well get that out of the way. I know. Tall Tales updates every Thursday. Eagle Raven updates every Tuesday. It seems that we're just finishing up the second issues on both the series. So if you want to read Eagle Raven and Tall Tales from the beginning, you can check it out on Webtoon. And also you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. And to tell you more about it, oh, here's Nita down there.
I like being on bottom.
Ah!
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so my name is Nita Lanning, and I have a YouTube channel with some of my friends, and we stream comics related stuff. And you can find us at Indie Comics Net, or you can find us on Facebook, or you can do a Google search. I don't, we're here.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, we're not difficult to find. Ever since we changed it to Indie Comics Network, it's been easy to find us. So
yes.
You can go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Search.
Yes, exactly. So also kind of related to the campaign. So over the weekend, no, this is we're before the weekend, but over the last few days, right? I have learned about something. I have posted about it. I'm still not sure what's going on with this, but it is something called the General Product Safety Regulation that the EU is implementing on December 13th.
Where you have to be transparent about what you're packaging. And,
yeah. It's like where, we have to go through these literal flaming hoops to ship to the EU. And so far, I go, look, right now, when it comes to the campaign, if you are ordering from the EU, I'm shipping the books out anyway. Right. I'm going to commit a crime, and I'm going to ship your trade paperbacks to you regardless of this regulation. I'm not sure how it's going to work after the 13th. So I'm still finding out some information. So what it is that the EU is now requiring that we have an agent, that if you're shipping items to the EU, that you have an agent in the EU that can verify the safety of the products that are coming in.
Would you comic creators stop shipping heroin?
Yeah, I know, for real, like putting razor blades in the books or something. I don't know, right? So there's been a lot of online stores, like small businesses, especially because these are the type of regulations that they pass to control, like Chinese companies shipping through Amazon.
Right.
But of course, because they're just doing a blanket regulation, it also
covers
drags
you bloody Americans.
It drags everybody who has a small business, and businesses in Great Britain are not happy about this either.
Oh no, they are not.
Because a lot of businesses, the regulations are so unclear as to what's covered and not covered, and how the fuck do you do safety protocols on a digital product?
Right.
Because this even covers digital products, which makes me kind of like, this is sus. This is sus
as fuck.
So a lot of small businesses are saying that, you know what, until we figure this out, until the EU gets their shit together, because they're supposed to have separate regulations for small businesses.
Right.
We're just not going to ship to the EU. But like I said, if you pledge to this campaign, I will get your books out. If you are from the EU and you pledge to this campaign, I will get your books out. So don't worry about that. I'll like I said, I will, because I love my fans so much, I'm willing to commit a crime for you.
Feeling like a criminal.
So yeah, it's like these it's not the first time that there has been some confusion or a lot of confusion over EU regulations. It is stupid. It is stupid.
It's so stupid.
and and pretty much nobody knows what to do with them. I mean, it's like, so you have less than a minute to pledge to the campaign. Like I said, if you are pledging from the EU, I am shipping out your books. So don't worry about that. I'm not, it's like, I'm just going to fulfill the campaign as I always do. Everyone's going to get their books, regardless of where you're hailing from. And, that's pretty much it. I will deal with this issue afterwards, just trying to figure it out.
Right.
So 20 seconds, less than 20 seconds to go. Like I said, thank you everybody who had pledged so far. Thank you to the people who pledged during the show. Thank you so much. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Another campaign. It's another successful campaign. Thank you so much to everybody who pledged to Tall Tales, Tears of the Mother, the volume 1, like this collects issues 1 through 4. Thank you so much. Pledging $3,000 and what is that, $78 to help bring this project to life. Thank you so much, everybody. And because so yeah, so let me okay, so thank you again, everybody. I did mean to put it was supposed to close at 11:45. I had wanted to give everybody the time.
You have that 15 stuck in your head, though.
Right, yeah, I had the 15 stuck in my head, and I ended up ending it at 11:15 instead of 11:45. Yeah, I know. Well, So like I said, everybody from the EU who has pledged to the campaign, I will ship out your books. So don't worry about that. So, but yeah, so like I said, this isn't the first time that there's been a lot of confusion about EU regulations. Because like I said, they passed these laws to, hey Grant, they passed these laws to cover Amazon. They're talking about Amazon really when they do these things, but then like they completely forget that, like, I think like 80, that the rest of us, they I don't want to make up stats, that there's the rest of us who are running small businesses.
Isn't that what we're accused of, is making up numbers? So just do it.
Okay, like 80%,
89%. I'll go with 89.
Exactly. 80% of businesses that actually do business are small businesses. Right. Okay. So however you want to make that up. So
Great. You're going to have to be more specific.
Right. Yeah. That doesn't narrow it down, Grant.
People's love me or hate me. I got beefs with everybody. What's crazy is I'm the only one that's not eating. I'm a vegetarian.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Everybody else have beef except us because we don't care. Oh, bad. Go to therapy. So we got shit to do here. So I've been like trying to read up on this, and like I said, the thing is messy. Even though it looks like, because it's like it's just absolute nonsense that it's like every product that you sell has to be registered. There has to be safety information. Like you have to know the entire safety process in the making of each of your products. It's ridiculous. And then all this paperwork has to go to a representative in the EU. And guess what? Of course, this shit's not free, right? Not only do you have to like get the safety information from your manufacturers for each thing that you make,
so
right? And they don't go into detail as to how in-depth it has to be. Like, do I have to like call my printer and have them send me the safety information for each of the inks that they use, for the manufacturer of the machine that it's on? God. I mean, it's like they don't go in depth. And even though someone had said like, oh, well, you just have to slap a label on your and everything has to be labeled too now with the safety information, right? It's kind of like a hopped up version. It's kind of like a hopped up version of there you go. Okay, so someone did the math. you know, where it's kind of like, you know how in California they have like this really stupid law where it's like everything has to be labeled like
But
this
that it
building,
causes cancer.
yeah, this building causes cancer or something like that, you know, and I thought it's kind of like a hyped up version of that, you know,
My
it's like,
chair
yeah,
causes cancer.
right, exactly, in
It has
only in
and they
California,
couldn't even get this damn tag off. Yeah, only
yeah,
in California, my chair
California,
causes cancer.
yeah, exactly. You know, so it's like, no, it's like, because even if you had all that information, you have to kind of like keep on retainer a responsible person. That's literally what they call them, a responsible person in the EU, which is a company that will keep all this information for you. So if there is a recall in any, you know, like in any part of the process, that they would like they would be the person the EU would call to get your information. It's like, okay, you know, and it's like, yeah, and like I said, that's not free. That shit's not free. And it's like, and the info, yeah, so pretty much everybody has been like taking the idea, you know, just taking it and going, it's like, you know what, it'll be easier for me to not ship to the EU than
Jeez.
it will be for me to figure out this bureaucratic
How to jump
nightmare.
through their fucking hoops.
Right, exactly.
Ugh.
You know, and that's what's happening. I've been seeing a lot of like, you know, a lot
God,
of
and we thought
people.
we had it bad with fucking Australia. At least that's just more money.
Right, at least that's just like shipping cost itself.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But like this is just like, no, we, you know, we want to make it more difficult. But yeah, so everyone's saying, okay, so we're not going to ship to EU anymore.
Legit.
Right.
Legit.
Oh, it gets even worse because the more I looked into it. So here's the thing, right?
But wait, there's more.
There's more. So even though this is supposedly EU regulation, which by the way affects the EU and Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, a lot of like small businesses in Great Britain are having a bad time too. Because they're no longer, they haven't been, you know, it's because of Brexit, they're not in the EU anymore. So
Right.
now they can't even ship across their pond, you know, ship across the river or wherever the fuck they're island people. So, you know, whatever. So they can't ship right there, you know, you know, without all this ridiculous regulation. You know, and you see, and here's let me put on my tinfoil hat. So here's the thing, you know, regulations are necessary, but the thing is, though, is that a lot of large businesses use regulation as a cudgel, well, a bludgeon against small businesses to pretty much destroy their competition. So Amazon's not going to be affected by this. Amazon's like, oh yeah, that's fine. Except now, now they're probably even loving it because everyone's going to like, well, I guess we have no choice but to shop on Amazon.
But to shop on Amazon, right?
Right. You know? So, or it's like forcing these small businesses to start selling on Amazon. You know? So it's like, I don't know. So yeah, so that's, so yeah, so I always get suspicious of regulations that big businesses don't seem to have a problem with.
Right, right.
You know? You know, and also, you know, because so the thing also with this is that every individual member is going to be responsible for its own enforcement. And it's like, really? Really? I mean, it's like, look, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the flood in Spain, right? So it's like, luckily my relatives kind of like, they weren't not unscathed because Valencia is still it's kind of like, you know, first week
pretty bad over there.
Pretty bad in Valencia, especially. I mean, people like the streets are still full of mud after 3 weeks. I mean, it really did make me appreciate the American military. That's for sure. Because, you know, because here with what was it, Asheville? Asheville and when
there's one or two responses from the American military after natural disasters, and it depends on what the National Weather Service called it. Because let me tell you something, the people in the Appalachians would not agree with you right now.
Really?
The people in Louisiana in 2016 when we flooded would not agree with you right now. The amount of shit we had to do ourselves and the fucking fraudulent shit the Red Cross pulled while they were down here.
Okay, so I stand corrected then. Because I don't know. I mean, let's just say 3 weeks after the fact, would your roads still have around 20,000 cars blocking everything?
We had people without power for 12 fucking weeks, bro.
Right. Well, yeah.
We had roads that were inaccessible for months after a fucking tropical depression that didn't have a name because it wasn't a named storm. It wasn't declared a state of emergency.
Right.
They left us here. They left us.
Oh, well, okay. So I stand corrected then. So it sucks everywhere.
It just depends. So never mind. It depends on what our friends at NOAA decide to call it, or the
right, because it's because still the roads are still unusable. I think it's been 3 weeks, I think, since the floodings happened. Everything is still covered in mud. There's still cars piled up on streets, and I don't know. I would just at least thought that the U.S. military, if it was the U.S. military involved, they would have gotten all that.
And it's you see those pictures and you can't fathom that mess, but then there's something that they're not even factoring into that, and that is what it smells like.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's
awful.
Right, yeah. Because it seems like Great Britain, there were parts of Great Britain that had flooding as well, but they were kind of really nonchalant about it because it's happened before, so they were kind of prepared. And it's it's I don't know. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So pretty much I think it was the governor of the region or the mayor of the region. No, the governor, I think, or was it the president of Spain? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know who's who over there. All I know is that my relatives are having kind of a hard. They're having a hard time anyway, because even though they were minorly affected, they lost a garage and a car in the flooding, the rest of the city is at a standstill.
Right.
So it's so even though they personally weren't affected as much, as directly, they still have to maneuver around a city that's still kind of in chaos over this. And the King of Spain actually kind of tried to do a tour in Valencia, and he got pelted with tomatoes and bananas and rotting food. And I go, that's right. Medieval problems require medieval
solutions.
It's how the fuck do you have a King of Spain? well, actually, Franco was the one who put in a King of Spain before he died, but that's a whole different issue, different conversation. And pretty much the pueblos, I think that's what my mom said, they were told they had to take care of it themselves, that nobody was coming in to help them. And it's oh, and then look, that king was lucky he didn't get completely murked in that street, So my point being, do I actually expect Spain to regulate whether a digital file is safe? The safety of a comic book.
Funny the things they'll find time for.
I mean, it's do I really believe that it's so if each country is supposed to manage the regulation of this regulation,
jeez.
They're supposed to enforce. It's is there really a regulation if everyone's going, we got other things to do?
we got bigger shit on our plate.
Because I'm seeing two responses before I forget what I was talking about. I'm seeing two responses online concerning this thing. It's people who are just we're not shipping to the EU. And then other people they're going to ignore the regulations. They're going to continue shipping normally, and because they really don't think nothing's going to happen. Right?
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And Facebook is apparently working.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Nice. Good
yes.
morning, Nick.
Hey, Nick. So so I'm kind of like stuck in the middle, where it's like, because the same thing happened when there was this issue with shipping to Great Britain.
Right.
Like a couple of years ago, and it's like, it was about like you had to register with the British government to collect the taxes and this and the other thing. And I go, bitch, we did a whole revolution.
So we didn't have to answer to you.
Right. So it's like, no, I am not going to be collecting taxes on behalf of,
we're going to go make some tea again.
Right. Exactly. I'm not collecting taxes on behalf of the crown. So, but the thing is, though, is that, and I spoke to Rob Multari about it, and he goes, I just put a sticker on the package that says that whoever's receiving it is responsible for the taxes. So I started doing that, and I never had a problem. So it's like, you know what? It's like, maybe this will just be the same thing where, it's like where there's going to be that initial panic / everybody trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
And then we're all going to be like watching each other as to like who's still shipping, and then realizing nothing happens. And then, and then just like, we're back to normal, only because we're ignoring the regulations, not because we've maneuvered around. Well, we've technically maneuvered around it by ignoring it.
Right.
So yeah, so like I said, anybody who pledged to the campaign, I'm just going to go ahead and ship your books. I mean, it's like, what's the worst that happens? It's like, I can't, I can't go
return to Cinder in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really, it's like, it's
not in effect yet, and I think even if they were trying, it'd take a while. Just ship that shit.
Because I also read that the fines, whatever fines they wanted to impose for non-compliance, they weren't going to kick in until 2027.
Oh, well then fuck them.
Right. So it's like, so I'm
don't tell us we have time.
Right.
I still don't have my RFID.
Yeah, I know. It's like, Jesus. It's like, I don't know. So I don't know. On the stores, so on the online stores, I put the thing that I'm not shipping to the EU, but I think for Kickstarter, I'm just going to ignore it, because it's like, it's not like I get a lot of orders from the EU anyway, and we have very dedicated regulars.
Right. And
you know what? It's like, I will commit crimes for you.
I would commit crimes for you.
So I think for the Kickstarters, I'm just gonna ship normally, and just like whatever, and then it's like, we'll just see whatever happens, So
what you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. The whole thing is kind of dumb, but yeah. So so Black Friday, right? So yesterday was Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So I hope everybody had at least a quiet Thanksgiving. I know I did, because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, because Jose's birthday usually falls around the same time. So we just do Jose's birthday instead.
It's a party.
Yeah. So we did. So we did that instead. So yesterday, the actual holiday, I was just like working. I mean, I think neither of us came out of our pajamas all day. I think that, it's like, it was literally like, we both were like, okay, it's like, these are our daytime pajamas, and then when we had to go to bed, now we have to take a shower and change it to our nighttime pajamas. So that was pretty much the extent of our day yesterday. So like, I don't know, like, it was just working. I'm just like I said, I'm just working on really getting Eagle Raven issue 9 finished. It's now I'm at a point where I'm kind of done with all the easy panels, and now it's just, I'm just trying to like do like easier parts of panels, and kind of like corral in all the panels until I hit the last ones, you know? So it's kind of a little all over the place right now, but it's like I'm getting through the last 10 pages of coloring issue 9. So yeah, so I think it's definitely. I also started sketching out the commissions for House of Bob. So I have like 14 commissions left. So I've been sketching those out. So I'm hoping to get probably like to pencil a couple of more. So maybe I can ship those out tomorrow because they just need to be inked. So at least keep that moving because I want to get all these commissions out before the new year. It took a little longer than I anticipated. But everything is still the cogs, the wheels are still moving.
It's moving.
Yeah, it's moving. So how about on your end? I'm just here blabbing. So
it's cool. Like my end, I really don't have much business to discuss. There's I'm doing my usual.
Right.
I'm marketing for different companies or whatever. But like right now, we've got a lot of family stuff going on. So if I'm not at my desk, I'm at a hospital or police station.
Oh well,
well it's just how it goes.
Right? Yeah.
God, I love being born of white trash.
Oh no. Yeah, but it's just yeah. So it's just kind of like I don't know, just getting everything done before the end of the year. Like I really can't believe that we're already. Like
it's the end of November.
End of November. Yeah, today's the 29th. I mean, it's like already, we're gonna be hitting December, face first, and it's just like, oh, I don't like this. It's like always, and it's like, look, I always get itchy at the end of every month. At the end of the year, it's even more so.
Yeah, it is.
that whole like, oh my god, it's like, and so I don't know. It's like, so what?
Thank you, Michael.
Oh, thank you. So I don't know. It's like I feel like, but I mean, no matter what though, it's like even though I feel like I didn't get through the schedule the way I wanted, in the end, it's like I'm not going to be working on Tall Tales 7 and 8 until next year, until like I finish this issue, and then get those, and then like just go working on those 2 issues at the same time if I have to. I do have it somewhat laid out, like I have the dialogue laid out for the next issue, so at least that gives me an idea as to how the panels themselves are going to go. I was hoping to have that done earlier, but the timing just wasn't working. So yeah, so most likely in January, I'm going to just work on those 2 issues at the same time.
Right.
Just to get them done. I mean, luckily I don't have to color them. So, so it's just like penciling and inking and that's it. But I pretty much accomplished most of what I wanted to do this year so far.
Same, except The Office. I didn't finish it.
Well, yeah, but
and I'm not gonna.
Right. Yeah, because that is a lot of work. It's like, look, I mean, it's like, Mom keeps offering to buy a carpet for my office because it does get cold.
Oh my God, the amount of shit you'd have to move.
And I'm refusing only because I don't want to move anything.
It'd be a nightmare.
It is just way too much, It's
our landlord offered to recarpet because the carpet here is ancient, right?
Yeah.
And they offered to do it, and I'm like, no, I'll just keep this stained, murder-looking carpet.
Because
there's no fucking way.
It's
especially in the master bedroom, no fucking way.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like it was something that I should have thought about more seriously when we had the office empty, because we had like a flooding problem in the office. I mean, it was actually flooding. That's how I lost an initial when I started collecting Kickstarter books. That's how I lost an entire box full of them. because it flooded and it just turned, everything into mold. So so we had to redo the office to find where the leak was coming from and everything. And that was when I should have decided, oh, I should have put a carpet in here, because we had it empty. And then once I started putting stuff in, it's like, I don't want to move anything anymore.
Right.
It's like they're just kind of, maybe 20 years ago, I would have had more energy to, I don't know, more energy and just more like, I don't know, like just like, yeah, let's put the carpet in. Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah. But now it's like, no, we do not put carpet in the toilet. No.
But do you remember like when everybody did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. My grandmother had a fuzzy toilet seat cover, and it was just like,
that was very,
even as a kid, I was like, no.
Yeah,
no,
that
this
was
is
like,
not
even
natural.
we knew, even as kids, we had that visceral reaction to carpet in the and it wasn't just any carpet, right?
No.
It was that like weird, like really
borderline shag
end,
shit.
Yeah, that low end plush, like carpet you would use for like a really shitty fursuit or something. Like it was just like not normal carpet.
No.
And it's like,
and it was
like
always bizarre colors, like that fucking teal blue or that fucking spooky pink color.
Right. Yeah. And it's like
green.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, like I said, even as kids, we had this visceral like we knew it was wrong. It was an affront to God. Carpet in the bathroom is an affront to God. But yeah, I understand how theoretically it would sound like a good idea, but if you think logically about moisture and humidity, it is not a good idea.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. What were we talking about?
Somehow.
How did we start talking?
Not putting carpet in the office.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because it's not worth it. It's not worth the work.
Right. Well, right. Yeah, it's not worth the work of taking everything out and then and especially when it comes to the wires in this place.
Jeez.
Because
talk about my fire hazard, for our wireless society.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Remember those days when they said like, oh yeah, everything's gonna be wireless?
Yeah. How come wireless requires more wires than
how did that happen? Yeah. So it's like, so no carpet. Yeah, so no carpet in the office. And I don't remember why we started talking about a carpet in the office.
Oh, because I said I never did do mine.
Oh, the office, right.
I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna clean it, and that's gonna be the end of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call it a success. I'm not gonna redo it.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the most dramatic change I made to the office was getting that bookcase, because it really did clear off a lot, and I took down a lot of stuff too. That I had some like other cameras and stuff on my desk. It's kind of like, oh yeah, once I made the decision that I wasn't going to use them, I just took them down and put them away, and I have like all this space. And now the goal is to not get tempted to fill that space unless it's something that I'm going to use. So it's nice and clear now.
So no more crappy birthday presents, right?
Well. Why? It's like, why? It's right there.
Okay.
It's right there. I see it, right? So for those of you who can't see it, it's a candle.
It's a prayer candle. It's not just any candle.
Yeah, and definitely not any candle. It's a prayer candle to Geralt of Rivia. I always get his name wrong. Yeah, it's a Witcher candle, prayer candle. And because I cannot light candles, because it's just like, no, it's just something that's too easy for me to get distracted away from. So I have like a little fake tea light in
Oh,
there.
neat. A little
Right,
LED
but
one.
the little LED one that flickers. So so it's like I turn it on, and it's like I have the candle going.
It's a mood.
Yeah, it's a mood. It's a mood. Um. So it's like I got most of the stuff that I wanted to get done this year. Like, what would you say was your big accomplishment this year?
My biggest accomplishment
Yeah.
was finally making more money than I'm spending.
Oh,
Like, not only am I finally in the fucking black, I am well into the black. Still a
Right.
broke motherfucker. By
Right,
no means
well.
saying I'm loaded, but I am
Right.
actually making more money from comics than I am putting into promoting comics.
Oh, that is a big
And
deal. That is a big
It's a very
deal.
big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I did well last year. I did
Mhm.
better than some creators. So it's
Right.
like, but it still wasn't enough to cover all the expenses.
Well, it never is. It never is. Thanks, inflation.
But I made it to the black. I am
Right.
arriving in 25 alive.
All right. That is, yes, that is a nice goal. Yes. My big thing that I accomplished this year was no, it is a big deal. Yes. Was finishing Eagle Raven. That was a
Right.
huge big deal for me. I finished penciling all 16 issues. It's also lettered, so pretty much all I'm doing now is just inking and coloring through the series. I don't have to think about it anymore. And I'm still a little off my game because of that, because once I finished the series, it's like a huge chunk of my brain got taken out because the story, right. The story took up so much space that once I finished that last page and I didn't have to think about the story anymore, it's kind of like, the beans started rattling, like, oh, now what do I do? But I mean, I still do have a lot of work to do. And like I said, I still have to ink and color. I also started the novelization for the comic book series this year, which is a pretty big deal for me. It's like, so because I would like to start like testing the waters with a novel, probably for the next campaign. Because I put together kind of like a really rough. I took my first drafts. They're all still in first drafts, right? But
Right.
like I said, I want to test the waters to see, like, okay, how are people going to react to this?
What's the crossover going to look like?
Right. And it's like, and I'm thinking of putting together like a collected book to coincide with the volume 1 of the comic. So the novelization will collect chapters 1 through 4, which would coincide with issues 1 through 4.
Right.
And like probably do just something like really limited edition, like it's only going to be available on the Kickstarter. You can get like a set, just to see kind of like how people react to it. And just try that out on the next campaign. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of working out the idea, because it's like I said, it is a first draft. If you want to read the novelization of Eagle Raven, I am serializing it on my Substack. And like I said, it is a first draft. So when I finally do the finished version, it's going to see a lot of editing. Until then, I'm still just like more like playing around with it.
Right.
So if you want to read that, it's on my Substack, along with a fanfic that I did that you could also read as well. That's a lot of fun. Just having fun on Substack. So that was a big thing. So that was like the biggest thing I did this year, was finishing Eagle Raven and emptying up that brain space that like I said, it kind of threw me off, because it's like I've spent like the better part of like 20 like 20 years thinking about this story.
Right.
And now I don't have to think about it anymore.
Now
like
it's time
even
to doing another one.
Yeah, even right. Well, it's kind of like, well, that's kind of why I'm feeling a little discombobulated. Because it's like, because it's like technically it's not like I don't have other projects to work on. It's just kind of like there's still so much to do that it's like I don't, like I kind of like I haven't really committed myself to how I'm going to move forward yet, but all I can worry about is what I'm working on right now. So I figure, okay, let me just concentrate on that. Let me concentrate on Eagle Raven 9. Let me get Tall Tales 7 and 8 done. Let me get these commissions done. And then it's like, once like those are closed, like those options are closed off, then I'll see how I'm going to like move forward, what projects I'm going to move forward with, and how I'm going to like organize everything. Because it's like, I'm very easily overwhelmed. So it's like, just a tad. Every month Nita has to deal with this. So it's like, it's like, are you PMSing or are you just panicking over the amount of work you do? Right. So that's kind of like the only thing that I could do. Right? Is just worry about like what I have to finish right now. Like just like, okay, these are the important things. These are the absolute important things. Because especially set Tall Tale 7 and 8, those are for next year. Those are the next, some of the next Kickstarters coming up. So I want to finish those two, which closes out volume 2 of this. So at least this will be finished.
Right.
As a series, and then I could put that aside, get that out of my head. It's like, okay. And then like, and then just like kind of like continue with this, with the whole Eagle Raven universe that I'm like sorting out over here. And just like, and then it's like, there's a whole thing about trying to go back to conventions, whether that's going to work for next year. I have my doubts with some of them. I'm definitely, I checked my credit card statement. I am definitely registered for Baltimore Comic-Con. So that I know for sure, Baltimore Comic-Con, right? The other convention that I have for sure is Monsterotica, but I'm going there as a fan.
A voyeur.
As a voyeur, right? Exactly. Not as a vendor. I mean, that is something that I like. I'm going to go to the convention and see like how feasible it is for me to go there as a vendor, whether it is something that I would fit in with. I kind of think I could, especially with this new art series that I'm doing, the alpha beta sigma fraternity that I'm working on. Like, I kind of think that it's like it's a werewolf fraternity. So it's like it's gonna have like all these characters that you could buy prints of and really like stupid stickers and and it's like, and it fits into what I'm doing already with House of Bob. Like it's just, so it's like, because I'm going to do something similar with House of Bob 2, where I'm going to make the mascots and they're going to have like their own set of stickers and prints and stuff like just for the mascots. So it all like kind of like, because I was kind of like thinking, what would be the lore of that? So it's like, so alpha beta sigma is
abs for short.
Yeah. They're a fraternity of werewolves, right? Werewolves who prefer to stay in their furry shape. So I hit two fan bases in one. And I'm kind of like, so it's like maybe the fraternity is next door to like the House of Bob Club, you know? So because it's like House of Bob is just like it like it could like I was say it's like, oh, it's a fraternity and a sorority, but House of Bob is like it's a little too different to be I would say it would be a sorority. So I was kind of like, maybe if I like kind of base it on like kind of like the Playboy clubs from the 70s and 80s, or like the hustler clubs that they have
There
now,
you go.
where it's just like a club. It's kind of like a strip club. It's kind of like like a fetish club or something. Like I haven't quite decided yet how I'm going to like work that mythos, because I like the idea of having like a lore. Like I don't like just having, oh, here's a character, random characters or
No.
stuff. Like, no, I want
You need a lore and you need rules.
Yeah. And it's like who are these characters? What did they do? Make little, it'll be funny, make little collectible cards with stats, kind of like, like the Marvel.
Oh, shit.
Like, oh, what is it? Like the Marvel universe where they have like stat cards for everybody. So it's like, kind of like something like that for the, for the House of Bob and, and Abs. It would just be really funny. And I think that through that I could probably vend at Monsterotica, but I'm not sure. I would have to kind of like suss out the vibe.
Right.
Because I think what really works in my favor is that a lot of these monster erotica authors, they really like using cartoon covers.
Right.
They really do. Like there was another author I was following, and she was having her covers redone. And again, she's getting, they're getting that like pseudo anime looking covers, because in the end, they all of these authors seem to have cut their teeth on like Dragon Ball Z fanfic.
Right.
So so it's like, yeah, there's a couple of authors that they use furry artists for their covers. There's one in particular that I'm going to zero in on at the show because she has a couple of books that I want to pick up. So it's like, okay, it's like the potential is there. I just have to kind of like see for myself like how much potential, and then kind of like work on the stuff in the meantime, because like I said, I didn't want to do like anything generic, like, oh, like here's some fan art characters from this series or that series. Like if I like doing fan art of like, I don't know, Ice Planet Barbarians, someone already does that, and they're kind of like considered the official artist. So I don't want to do that. It's like, I want to be aggressively myself, so it's like I want to create this whole mythos around these characters that'll kind of like fit in to what this audience is into. Let's see what happens, and it's like, and I'm hoping that would be enough to kind of like get them interested in Ego Raven. I don't know. But then it's like my other options in terms of conventions are like, there's a couple of anime conventions and there is a vinyl toy convention that I'm looking at. The vinyl toy convention might be easier to get into. I might be able to get into that one. But the anime conventions really worry me though.
Yeah. Well, they're cliquish and snobby anyway.
Yeah. They've been like, oh, you know what? You want to hear something funny? So going back to the whole like regulation thing, right? So of course there's this whole buzz about some tariffs kicking in next year, especially against China. Tariffs, on Chinese produced goods. I think, I don't know. I don't know any of the real details. There's just been some buzz about that. that there's going to be some tariffs that are going to make manufacturing overseas more expensive.
Back up on them art supplies.
You know, and what was really funny, this happened on Blue Sky. There was a creator who was goofing on all these Artist Alley girlies who were freaking out over the tariffs, over these supposed tariffs. So we don't know anything yet.
Right.
That's saying that it was going to make it incredibly expensive for them to make all their tchotchkes. Right. And now they're upset that they have to like look for places in the United States and they're more expensive if they do it at all, you know, that type of thing. Right. And this creator literally was coming out and saying, good. It's like, you know, it's like, good. You know, I'm glad you're going to be affected by this because you know what? You tchotchke girlies take up way too much space in the Artist Alley.
Yeah, we need to get rid of some of the kaiji.
Yeah, you know, really, like he was really mad about that. You know, it's like because he's a comic book creator, yeah, you know, and he really, you know, and he was like saying, it's like, no, you girls take up way too much space in the Artist Alley, selling your fan art crap of characters that aren't even yours. You know, meanwhile, people like us with our comics that we want to sell, actually creating stuff, you know, we can't get into those shows.
Right.
Because you're hogging up all the tables. You know, so it was kind of like, oh, that was a real, I actually found it funny because I'm like going, well, you're not wrong. You know, because that's kind of how those are the people I'm going to be competing with.
Right.
For Artist Alley tables, even though, like, anime conventions are probably more the audience I should be targeting. The way conventions are set up is probably going to make it very difficult for me to reach that audience the way I want. Because it's like, you know, you have these, you know, the Artist Alley girlies, they've been doing this, you know, for the past like 3 or 4 years, you know, and, you know, they know the system. You know, they know the second they know the second those applications come up, like they know it almost immediately. And then it's like, oh, what do you mean applications are sold out? You know, or it's like, what do you mean applications are closed? You just opened, you know, 5 minutes ago.
Right.
You know? So, you know, look, the only other convention that's that annoying to register for, and it's not even the convention itself, it's San Diego Comic-Con when you're trying to get the hotels.
When
you're doing the hotel
when
lottery.
Playing the lottery.
Yeah, I always hated that part of the process of setting up for San Diego Comic-Con is the hotel lottery. You know, because it's set up where you cannot get hotel rooms outside of that lottery.
Right.
You know, and it's, you know, and it's like I hated it. And now it's like I have to go through lotteries again just to even pretend I'm getting into anime shows. Yeek. So, you know, and the thing is, yeah, so it's like I'm kind of in this middle ground right now where it's like the anime shows might not be viable because I won't be able to get in, yet the literature conventions I'm not quite
sure yet.
Yeah, I like whether I would even fit in with that unless I started really doing novels and pushing novels. And it's like, and even then, like the type of novels, like you know, it's like
I honestly don't see why you wouldn't.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Because it's like Eagle Raven is a fantasy that happens to have romance in it. It is not a romantasy where the point of the story are the romantic interests. You know, it's an adventure that happens to have that stuff.
Well, you're cooking up something that'll fit in very well over there.
Well, yeah, I would have to find time because I do have a book that I have all the notes for. I pretty much have it pretty like outlined and everything, but I just haven't got, because it's not in, you know, it's not in my schedule, you know, to do it, you know? it's my version of Beauty and the Beast, but different.
Right.
you know, you know. But I just, it's like I know that would be the book that it's like, oh, if I was really serious about getting into those circles, that would be the book I would do. But I just don't have it. I'm just not in the place yet, like the mental place yet to really work on that book, to start it, so I don't know. Yeah, so I'm kind of like in this weird limbo. Like Baltimore Comic-Con is a go, whether there'll be any other shows that, I don't know, but that's kind of like,
Right.
I don't know. It's next year. You know what? I'm just gonna be like feeling my way through this next year, like I did this year. Just
I like
to see.
feeling my way through things.
Oh my goodness. So
it's all right still.
Oh well. Oh my goodness. So I don't know. And anything and any plans for you? Or
I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing.
yeah, I guess in the end that's
peddling smut and being an e-thought online.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Yeah.
I'm getting paid to do it. Yes. A hoe in theory, but never in practice.
Well, it's like that's marketing in general, isn't it? I mean, really, that's kind of like marketing in general.
It is.
Yeah, but yeah, because I know Ethereal's keeping you busy.
Yeah, absolutely, and I will be even busier with Ethereal next year. There's so much going on over there that it's like,
really,
it's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah, so I keep myself busy. I got enough work. I put enough work on my plate that I don't need another company doing that for me.
But I love it because, like, I like being told what to do.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's like, all right, send me files, me files, give me let me be preoccupied. Yeah, and like Dustin and April are really great to work with. I mean, they're just both. They always are showing gratitude for whatever you do, and it's like, yeah, I'm in a good place. I am in a really good place right now. Probably the best since I entered the industry back when I was with Geek Insider.
Yeah,
like it's finally starting to become fun again. Like I'm enjoying what I do, because there was about 2 years there, or really 3, because around the time Meredith passed away, where it was just I was so fed up with creator fucking drama and just bullshit, and I don't know. It just I went through the motions and kept working, but I'm like really loving it now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, I think the impression sub.
Only on TV. I can't wait to teach your sister some things in Baltimore.
Well, look, we're just gonna have to figure out the futon situation first. Let's figure out the futon situation first. That and how we're going to work the show. That's a whole other thing too. It's like, because are you still you still want to come for Baltimore?
Okay, so like for right now, I'm loosely committed because there's so much going on right now.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Life is really throwing us some fucking monkey wrenches right now. Like, and it's like all at once. So hopefully, it's just getting it over with and out the way. Like, here's all this bullshit. Deal with it, bitch. And it's like, and then it'll calm down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because at least this time Baltimore's in October.
Right.
So, that gives us a little bit more time,
right,
to figure things out. But
spit water everywhere.
Well, Oh my goodness. So I don't know. That's it for me. Just the usual end of the month anxiety leading into the end of the year anxiety. just the usual anxiety. So I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I have to keep reminding myself today's Friday. So so yeah, because it's like the holiday week just like completely threw me off. So
Right.
you know.
Yes, C being home all week has been kind of weird.
Yeah, yeah, you know. So I don't know. That's I think that's it for me. How about you?
I'm good. Make sure y'all
Yeah.
check out the links in the comments.
Mhm.
Or in the show notes. Ethereal's doing something new. Got a pinup book right now
Mhm.
with some background information and some yeah.
Right. Yeah.
This book,
Pictures. Yeah.
pictures, lots of pictures.
If you like
Pictures I cannot
cosplay,
even show you censored. If you like
that's true.
cosplay and if you like Playboy,
Yeah.
it's the best of both worlds.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. You can. I remember. I think it was at Boston Comic Con that there were these cosplay girls that they had a nudie booth. So there was they had built a booth at like they had their tables and then they had like it looked like a telephone booth, right, with a
Oh, get out.
with like a shower curtain. And in that booth was where they had all their dirty cosplay
Nice
photos. So you can go in and you can
the back room.
yeah, exactly. And you can look at the photos and then you can tell them which and then you can order which ones you want from them,
I
from
like
that
that.
booth. Yeah,
like
it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. So this book is, I guess, like similar to that then, right?
It is, and it's not just that. I mean, there's like there's behind the scenes interviews and stuff with the creative
Right.
teams
Uh-huh.
on the different projects and whatnot.
Right.
And there's clean cosplay too. And there's 3 different versions. There's a tabletop version, which is like a complete collection, thick ass book.
Right.
They're doing a comic version, which is just like 24 images, whatever.
Oh, interesting.
And
Uh-huh.
yeah, and then there's the trade paperback, which is similar to the hardback, but
Right.
it's a little less.
Right.
So I mean, they've got whatever you want on there.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's cool.
So there you go. So check out. So I guess links in the show notes.
Right.
Right. The whole 9 yards. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, speaking of links, because ho's got a hoe.
Who's hoeing now?
Because you can't stop. The train cannot stop. So the the Eagle Raven issue 9 is on pre-launch right now. The link, I will be putting the link soon. But it is actually let me yeah,
Just for you getting
Eagle
approved
Raven
early because it's been getting harder and harder.
I got approved early because of that. Yes. So so the pre-launch page for Eagle Raven issue 9 is live right now on Kickstarter. So make sure you hit the notify me on launch so that you get notified when I go live with the campaign. I kind of have an actual date for it, but I want to make sure I have the actual issue completed before I make any official announcement as when it's going to go live. So yeah, so everyone, thank you so much for supporting Tall Tales. Now you can go support my girl right here. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so that's it. I guess that's it for us today. Thank you everybody in the chat for joining us. Thank you so much to all our beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. Thank you so much for joining us. And hold on, let me close that. There we go. And yes, so yeah, if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and my upcoming campaigns, because there's always one,
always something.
There's always something. You can head on over to my portfolio site, eagleworks.com, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress updates. And you can also catch me here on YouTube as well for videos on how I make my work and my semi-weekly art live streams Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. I haven't done one in a bit, but if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, You
She
will get
will.
notified
I think she
when
does.
I decide to go live with the draw streams. But when I do go live with it, it's usually on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's 2 hours of me just working and hanging out with the chat. It's kind of like being at a comic book convention, but you don't have to worry about blocking my table. So, and remember, you can also read Eager Raven, Air the First Unicorn for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday, at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears in the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. And if you prefer to read your comics on Webtoon, Eager Raven and Tall Tales is there too. Eager Raven updates every Tuesday and Tall Tales updates every Thursday on Webtoon. They're just finishing up the second issues on Webtoon. So if you prefer to read it there, thank you everybody who have been leaving ratings for both books and just subscribing. Thank you so much. So Webtoons is also an option for you as well. So thank you so much everybody for joining us. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.